the spirit of the divine in all creation. Thank you.
Thank you, birthday girl. This morning we have a new musical artist to our center. Actually, not really new. She was with us virtually during the last year and a half. So please give a warm Simi welcome to Nikki Starr.
Can you turn it down one? You guys might know this one, so sing along if you'd like to, all right? All right. God had a name, what would it be? And would you call it to his face? If you were faced with him in all the glory, what would you ask if you had just one question? And yeah, God is great, yeah, God is good, yeah. What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us, just a stranger on the bus, trying to make his way home. If God had a face, what would it look like, and would you want to see a man that you would have to believe? Things like heaven and Jesus and the saints and all the prophets. And yeah, God is great, yeah, God is good, yeah. What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us, just a stranger on the bus, trying to make his way home, trying to make his way home, back up to heaven all alone. Just a stranger on the bus, trying to make his way home, like a holy rolling stone, back up to heaven all alone, just trying to make his way home.
Yeah, Nikki Starr. Thank you.
The things you forget to do. Oh well. So I'll go into the gap and forgive myself and then listen and go from there, right? So I ask each and every one of you to join me there. And the gap is the God awareness place. It's our opportunity for those who already meditate to meditate some more for 3 minutes. And for those who might be sort of newish to meditation, to give it a try. And so what I'm going to do, my part in all of this, is I'm going to ring the bowl 3 times and allow for deep cleansing breaths in between each ring if you choose to do that. And when 3 minutes is up, our lovely Sherry will bring us out with some music. And then we'll go from there. So let's go.
I am in the light. See me if you can. Everywhere I am.
Thank you. I don't know about you, but what I heard during that 3 minutes was the song we just heard, which for me is a great reminder that, yes, God is one of us. And reminds me how much music can help deepen a meditation. And I have a Calm app that provides me different forms of music and pictures. And that works really good, and you can set it for 1 minute or longer. So try it. Bring it home with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dee.
Thank you, Dee.
Nikki, come on up. Got another song original by Nikki. Check out that guitar, huh? Is that beautiful?
Oh, it's
The
gorgeous.
Prince symbol on there.
This is my debut for my new baby, so thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being so gracious with the music. And you don't know this one, but hopefully it seeps into you, you know, the words and the music. It's called Love Rain. All right. I should turn my guitar up so you can hear it. Ah, there we go. All right. Love rain down on me. Love rain down on you. Let the power carry us through when there's nothing else around to. Love rain, make me over till I can't crave anything more. Can wild horses stable and really truly see the dawn? Compassion's what I need around. Let it rule my world of love rain. Love rain. Love rain. Love rain down. Ooh. I've been broken down. I've been scared alone. I've seen the dark side of the day. The sun all around, but I still stood in the shade. You can be my hope, yeah. You can loosen those silver chains and take me to the place where there's no rain. No rain. No rain. Yeah. No rain down. Tides are high and you're feeling low. Hands are tied and your mind won't slow. Too much, too fast in empty, crowded rooms with nothing in your thoughts, haunting you, haunting you. That's when you stop, 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 stop. And when love got you, shh, shh. You can be my hope, yeah. You can loosen those silver chains. Take me to the place where there's no rain. No rain. No rain. Yeah. No rain. No rain. Yeah. No rain down. Love rain down on me. Love rain down on you. Power carry us through when there's nothing else around to. Thank you very much.
Nikki Starr. Love Rain.
Okay. When Reverend Stephen called and asked me to do this service this morning, he said, "Do you want to keep my talk title and affirmation?" I said, "Sure." I hadn't looked at it yet. But God always puts us where we need to be, right? Always, always, always. So I was thinking about this, crossing borders. And the first thing I thought about is there are no borders. I mean, have you gone from state to state? Have you looked down for the dotted line? There isn't one. There are no lines whatsoever. Or in countries, there are no lines there. You may cross a border crossing where it tells you where the border is. But if you went out farther where there was no border crossing, you wouldn't see anything. It's just from one to the other. There's no difference. So why do we have borders in the first place? Do we need borders? Well, if there's only one of us here, who are we trying to keep out? When you think about it, you know, with everything going on, the first thing I thought of was this, border crossing. Can you imagine how much fear is in those people? Not knowing what's coming up, not knowing where they're going, not knowing anything, just praying to God that they make it somewhere safe. And I know there is so much angst about people coming in or people keeping out or whatever. And this is not political. You have to feel and think about the way you feel and think about. But if you realize the fact that there's only one of us here, and that's what we believe, right? Well, most of us do. And not all the time. Because there are times when I see people doing things and I'm going, well, that's not me. I'm not part of that person. Anybody else? Yeah. You don't want to be part of that person. You look at that person and what they're doing, you're going, oh, no, I'm not one with them. But when we say that, what are we doing? We're negating the God spirit, that God, beautiful, beautiful spirit within us. That's what we're negating. We're not doing anything to them. We're doing it all to us. Because whatever you think is going on, you bring into you. And it affects your body. It affects your personal perception. What's perception anyway? You think about perception. What's perception? It's your BS, right? Which Dr. Dennis always used to say that. I know you're talking your BS. That's your belief system. And where does that come from? You know, it's very in the very first part of the Science of Mind textbook. They talk about belief system, who you are, how you become, or how do you create your belief system. And that starts from the time, even probably when you were in the womb. When you're listening to your parents argue. Really? It starts when you're very, very young, and you get the concept of the people around you and what they're thinking and doing. If your mom's maybe a gossiper, you pick up that gossip. Oh, look at that lady. Did you see that dress she wore to church this morning? I heard that from different people. They go to church and then they come home and then they contradict who was in church. Who are they contradicting? Themselves. Because if there's only one here, and thank God for this teaching, if there's only one here, that means that whatever you say about someone else, you're saying about yourself. And your mind doesn't know the difference. Hello. Your mind just takes in what you're thinking and what you're feeling and what you're saying, and it creates it for you. Oh boy. What do you want to create in your life? And I looked at Reverend Stephen's affirmation and I thought, aha, here's something that I want to bring out. I blend faith, principles, and actions with compassion, recognizing and honoring the spirit of divine in all creation, even alligators. I see alligators on television, I switch the station. I don't want to go to Florida or any of the southern states. Thank you. Especially when you see these things on Facebook and they open their front door and there's an alligator sitting there looking at them going, hello, I'm here for breakfast. But they're all God's creatures, so I have to respect them as well. I stay away from them, and that's okay. So I'm looking at this and I started pulling it apart. Sorry, Reverend Stephen. But I started pulling it apart and realized that this is what we're talking about. It doesn't matter what borders are, because there are no borders, right? So what about faith? What is faith? Anybody? What's faith? Something that we were taught when we were growing up, in whatever religion we were taught about? Faith? It's not always what we'd want it to be in most centers or spiritual teachings, but I love Ernest Holmes. This is from the Science Mind textbook, page 59. So we're in the very beginning of it. 591, sorry. Okay. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. What are things not seen? Can you see love? Well, you can see the example of love between people and animals and so on, right? But can you actually see love? Well, if you have, let me know, please. Keep me informed so I can go there too. Faith is what we bring into our lives to say, you know, that's God too. That's faith. That's God too. That's God too. And then I went in and one of my favorite plays was Peter Pan. All I have seen teaches me to trust the Creator for all that I have not seen. I'm sorry, that's Ralph Waldo Emerson. Well, Peter Pan, I mean, come on. But that's Ralph Waldo Emerson. All of the things that I have not seen. But we have evidence of it, don't we? We have evidence of all the stuff. You say a treatment and you see or you feel maybe depressed that day a little bit. And you do a treatment to bring your spirits up and your spirits lift. Your neighbor comes over with something special for you. My neighbor comes over with cookies. She loves to bake. Thank you, Cecilia. She loves to bake. So she brings me cookies. She brought me coffee cake the other morning and it was still warm. Ooh. Tasted so good. There's also one from Peter Pan. All the world is made of faith and trust and pixie dust. Pixie dust. Remember pixie dust? Yes. pixie dust. Now all go out and pixie dust other people. Because that's what faith is, isn't it? It's belief in something, something beyond yourself. We are a microcosm of the macrocosm. We are a very tiny, 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 tiny part of what's going on in this universe. And you can see that if you look at quantum physics. You can see that if you look at science and all the things that they're discovering now. And has it just appeared? Has it just been developed? No, it's been there forever. We're just now coming into the consciousness to be able to pick it out of the universe and use it. Cavemen could have had computers. Good, could you imagine that? Let's do a picture of a tiger and then the dinosaur will be afraid. Whatever, you know, they had the ability, they just didn't have the knowledge at that time or the ability to take it out. We should believe that God is that invisible partner in our lives and affirm that divine love goes before us and prepares the way. Divine love goes before us. Whenever we go anywhere, you go in the supermarket, you go anywhere, if you put divine love and God before you, you're going to have wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people come into your life. The person in front of you in line says, go ahead. Or behind you pays for your groceries. Or ahead of you pays for your groceries. That behind you wouldn't work too well, would it? But the person in front of you pays for your groceries. That's what life is really truly about. But we don't give ourselves the ability to believe that. We don't give ourselves that trust and that faith to believe it. Because that's the only truth. That's a capital T, meaning God. That's the only thing that is. Principles. Now, if you study the science of mind, you'll study principle. And principle is what we believe. Principles are what we live by. Again, in the Science of Mind textbook, just in the definition part, it says the science of mind is the study of principle of being. And principle of being, that's capitalized, right? What is being? You, me, everybody. Being, there's only one being. Infinite mind, divine intelligence, universal love, unconditional love. How many of you give unconditional love to every person you meet? Yeah, every person you meet. We're working on it, right? We're a work in progress. Principle of being. The source or cause from which a thing results. A truth which is unchangeable. A rule or code of conduct. The truth that is unchangeable. This universe is really unchangeable. Universal mind is really unchangeable. I remember when I first came into this teaching and I was working on Science of Mind 1 and going to classes and working on understanding all of this. Because when you're brought up Catholic, which I'm sure a lot of you have been, it's totally different. Because in Catholicism, for me, I was told what to think. Okay, you just go sit down over there. You know, you're 6 years old or you're 7 years old and told go to confess your sins in catechism or in confessional. What sins does a 6-year-old have? Really, when you think about it, I hid the ball from my sister. What? But when I came into this teaching, it was like it opened me. It just, thank you, God, for bringing me here. And I learned about principle. I learned about the truth with a capital T, and I say capital, anything that's capitalized is God, the beautiful, phenomenal intelligence of God that works in and through us. God says, here, I give you the kingdom. Take what you want. And what are we doing? I got such a headache this morning. I don't want to go anywhere. I just have such an aching back. My whole life is just a disaster. And what happens when we go into work? Your life becomes a disaster because we are putting it out there. We are powerful beings. Trust me, we are very powerful beings. Beings. Part of that infinite intelligence that just works in and through everything. In and through us. All of us. Everywhere. Doesn't matter where you are. Everywhere. Compassion. Oh, there's another word that just sticks. I was a hospice volunteer for a few years, and boy, I'll tell you, talk about compassion and empathy and caring. And seeing families come together at a time with such love and devotion and caring. Compassion. Compassion is an action word with no boundaries. Compassion is an action word. What does that mean? Compassion's an action word. It's not something it's something we do. We have compassion. That doesn't mean you get down in whatever that person is going through and say, oh, you poor thing. Compassion is sitting next to that person and holding their hand and saying, I love you and I support you. That's compassion. Caring is compassion. Seeing these people running across the border and trying to get a better life is put compassion out there for them. Compassion. Compassion is all that it matters. According to, again, Ralph Waldo Emerson, I'll get it right this time, you can never be happy if what you believe in doesn't line up with what you do. Ooh. You can never be happy unless anything is in line with what you do. What you believe and what you do. How many people say, yes, God is all there is, and you're happy and everything else until you stumble into one of those people? We all have those people, don't we? No matter where it is. We run into them, sometimes literally. I'm not gonna tell you about that one. But the ability to have compassion and have that feeling of there's only one of us here, and believing in that, and then walking from that point, coming from that heart space, understanding what that's all about. I don't know about you, but sometimes I sit with people and I have to admit it's hard to have compassion for them. Until I just sit back and say, wait a minute, just come back. God is here too. God is here too. And you see that the God in them is the same God in you, and you send it out from your heart space. You realize your heart space is what controls everything, right? It's not your mind. It's your heart. That's been proven. The beautiful, phenomenal vibration of your heart is what puts it out into the universe. So if you come from your heart space, how hard is it to when you're really getting upset and frustrated, right, and angry, to just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath right now. And let it go. Because when you're taking a deep breath, you can't think of anything. And it's a goody mini meditation. That when you start to take a deep breath, it allows you to come into that wonderful, phenomenal space of God. The truth about God. A compassionate person sees himself or herself in every being. Thich Nhat Hanh. I missed action. That action is the important part, right? I remember when I first came into this teaching, they said, you treat, and move your feet. Okay, fine. How do you move your feet? What do you do? How do you move your feet? What's that mean? What's that mean to you when I say treat, which is say a prayer, and then move your feet? What does it mean to you? Take action. You know, when you do a treatment and you release it and you open up to what comes in, but something comes in and you don't act on it. And then somebody else you hear about takes that action and you're going, darn, I thought of that months ago. So why don't you do something about it? Fear? Not enoughs? Not smart enough? Not pretty enough? Not thin enough? Not caring enough? All the enoughs come in. But you have to realize that you are enough of everything. You are enough. Emerson says, without ambition, one starts nothing. Without work, one finishes nothing. The price will not be spent. The price will not be spent to you. You have to win it. The price will not be sent to you. You have to win it. Once you open up and you do a treatment or a prayer or you ask for anything, God's pleasure is to give you the kingdom. That's God's pleasure. Boy, am I putting you to sleep? You all seem so... Action! Maybe I should get you up doing action. You're moving your feet. There you go. Get up and move your feet. There you go. But you have to take action. When something comes in, you have to take action. And you know, these are a lot of places you can take action. There are so many ways to give back in this community alone. The Rotary Sunset and Sunrise, or Sunrise and Sunset, whichever way you want to think about it, they're both excellent clubs to get involved in this community. And even if you don't want to be a member, there are activities they have that you can volunteer for. The Kiwanis are another one. They're doing their Zoom meetings right now, but I was a Kiwanian for years. I was in the AM class or club. You went to breakfast at 7 a.m. I went to the chamber breakfast on Friday at 7 a.m. And I got up at 5:30 saying, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. I'm up. Because I realize I have, since I basically retired from being in business, I'm still a minister, I'll always be a minister. I'll never retire from that. Once a minister, always a minister. So look out. But I went to the breakfast, it was a 7 a.m. breakfast, and I saw a lot of people I hadn't seen in a long time, and it felt so good to reconnect and find out what was going on in the community. Senior Center is another place to plug in. They always have things going on, places you can volunteer or classes you can take. You can also check the City of CSLSimiValley website. They have lots of different information on there where you can plug in and volunteer. Do something. If not here, there's a lot of things in this center that you can plug into. your service teams, your, things, if they have a cleaning or, around the church or whatever it is. So many of you already done that, and I thank you so much for your service. And if you haven't done anything, it's okay, but there's always a chance. If somebody comes to you and says, hey, would you like to, or would you mind, or can you help me? Instead of going, oh, no, thank you. I don't think so. I don't think so. You go, yes, thank you for asking. I will be happy to. So I want to get back to his affirmation. I blend faith. Let's do it together. I blend faith, principles, and action with compassion, recognizing and honoring the spirit of the divine in all creation. Thank you. Now is the time for our revealing prayer. Let me turn this off so poor Kathy can take the slides back. Okay. I can do this. Oh, I did it. I didn't even know. So this is the time in our service that if there's someone in your life that you would like a prayer treatment for, if it's yourself, whatever it is, speak that name out loud or in your mind. Just ask. Because when you ask, God hears and delivers and returns your request. So, first of all, I put my prayer request in for all the people, no matter where they are. Anybody, anywhere in the world is experiencing fear, strife, chaos, anxiety. I put my prayer in for that. So let's hear, who would you like prayer for? For everyone that has spoken, and anyone who did not set it in mind, anyone anywhere that needs to be uplifted, we know as we pray, it's not just us that we're praying. God comes in and moves in and through all things and creates whatever it is we ask for. In that positive, loving, unconditional love that we send out into the universe, with that loving, powerful, phenomenal divine intelligence that brings it back into us and in through the world. We see it now. We see it happening. For the people that we just asked for prayer, see whatever it is that you have asked for already being done, because it is. That is the only truth that is. I am so grateful for the opportunity. I am grateful to know this truth. I am grateful for everyone here and anywhere listening online, because I know God is all there is. And I release these words into the law of mind, knowing as they're said, they're done. Everywhere, present, at all times, God is, I am, we are. And together we say, and so it is. And I believe there are several ways that you can contribute here at the center. Not only the basket going around, but you can visit CSLSimi.org/donating. You could go to the CSL site, CSLSimi.org, and there's a donate button there. You can text 805-600-5677, or you can call the office Monday through Thursday at 805-527-0870. However you would like to donate, just know you're loved. Just know you are loved. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Dee. I'm so glad you're watching. I just had to look behind me. I don't do that too often. Anyway, let's say our affirmation of abundance, shall we? Let's say it together. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for CSLSimiValley now. Divine love is victorious. Yes. Okay.
Thank you, each and every one of you, for this abundance. The universe is an abundant universe, and here we are experiencing it now, right here in these baskets. And I'm always reminded when I pick up a dollar bill or more that it says, "In God we trust." And if I find a penny on the sidewalk, I pick it up because, again, it's a reminder, in God we trust. And I thank God for this opportunity to receive this money and share it, this gift and blessings that this center provides for each and every one of us. So thank you for your part in it. And knowing this truth of our beingness, this oneness with God, this oneness with each other, I say thank you. Thank you, God. More, please. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you. Come on back up, Nikki. We've got Nikki for one more song and another original of hers.
You ready? Yeah. All right, this song is called Now. It kind of talks about reaching for the all inside of us. So let's spread some pixie dust.
Check your guitar.
Pixie dust.
Yeah.
You ready? Yeah. Everybody gather around the fire and sing our favorite songs. Let's share our stories, become closer. Closer is where we belong. Is anybody listening? Does anybody hear what I say? Is my body dreaming? Are we going the same way? Yeah. 'Cause I believe willing heart saying I will reach for the all inside of me. Now, 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 now. It's time to stop being afraid of one another. Spirit, we stand hardly different, so let's hold on to love and work together like the sun and the moon. Together is where we belong. Oh, 'cause I believe we can turn this world around. I believe we can mend what ties we break. I believe we can turn this world with open minds and willing hearts saying I will reach for the all inside of me. Yeah. Step one, and two, step 3 and 4 we march. Fueled by everyone's inner spark. Hands down, eyes light up as bright as the dawn. Stones and swords and harsh winds and guns lay on the ground. There's been too much time wasted on trivial and material. Yes, there has. If our body dreaming, are we going the same way? Yeah. 'Cause I believe we can turn this world around. I believe we can mend what ties we break. 'Cause I believe we can turn this world around. I believe we can mend the ties, mend the ties. Now, 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 now. Oh, I believe we can. Now, now, I can, you can. Now, now, oh, now, now. Now, 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 now.
Nikki Starr, right on.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Now.
Wow.
Yes.
Really appreciate you.
More love, yeah.
Do you have albums out there or anything that we can? Nope, not yet.
iTunes. She's on iTunes, and yeah.
Can I say something really quick? I'm so in gratefulness to, I'm not going to cry. I'm really so grateful to have played. This is my first time in like 5 years I've played like solo and with people, so thank you so much.
Yeah, right on, Nikki.
We are so blessed, aren't we? So blessed. I want to remind you to take action. Do something today. You know, you don't have to run a marathon, but just do something, even if it's minuscule, something a little different than you normally do today. And tell the universe you're ready for something to move forward, to move in your life. Also, don't forget, if you are going through something, and call a practitioner. Their cards are out there. Go to CSLSimi.org, and all of our information is up there. Call someone. Talk to them. Get prayer work. And know that we're here to support you. Now, Dee's going to be in the prac room, and I'm going to be around. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that. You know, what could I tell you? God works through me in different ways, I know that. Anyway, I love you all, and I just want you to be happy, fulfilled, prosperous, healthy, as we all are right now, as Nikki said. Yay. And God is one of us. Okay, Cosmic Kids, come on in.
But we'll do it. Come on over here, Sonny. Geisha. Come over here, Geisha. Come over here. Okay. Turn around. We want to see all your beautiful faces. Yes. All right. Good afternoon. Not quite. How about morning? All right. Today, again, as if you're new with us first time today or you haven't heard our fun spiel, we are working on a special project that we will be unveiling on the last Sunday. And we are giving you hints as to what that's going to look like. So we're going to give you our hints today. And the boys and girls will let you know who they are and what their hint is. All right? My hint, I'm Dr. Susan, my hint is flexible.
Ooh.
Okay. Hold your paper up so they can see it. Okay. What's your name?
Atasha.
And what's your word? I am happy.
I'm happy.
All right.
I'm Layla and I have backup plans.
Right.
I'm Wyatt and I have smile.
All right.
I am Odin and I have calm.
Yes.
My name is Emily and my word is adaptable.
All right.
So add those to your mental basket as we continue on for one more week with our hints. Thank you very much.
All right. And I would like to thank today's volunteers. On the service team is Ron Young, Linda Moore, Becky Jacobson. Up in our booth, our video is Gregory Seymour. Slides, Kathy Burt. Thank you, Kathy, for allowing me to use the clicker. I appreciate that. The practitioner of the day, of course, is Dee Malore. And our Soul Purpose Band is Sherry, Steve, John, Randy, Lynn, and Lane. Thank you all for your help and for volunteering to help us out. So let's stand.
We have a new an old congregational song. In honor of the weekend, 9/11, we're going to sing the peace song today.
And we're going to do our closing benediction first. Let's say it together. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love. All right.